The global trade landscape has been fraught with tension and uncertainty in recent years. This is largely due to the escalating tariff war between the United States and China, two economic giants whose rivalry has far-reaching consequences. Under the Trump administration, tariffs on Chinese goods skyrocketed. These tariffs, reaching a staggering 145%, were intended to protect American industries and address the trade imbalance between the two nations. China retaliated with its own tariffs, impacting a significant portion of U.S. exports with rates as high as 125%. This tit-for-tat exchange has created a climate of economic anxiety and volatility. The trade war's impact is not limited to the U.S. and China. Over 60 countries have been caught in the crossfire, facing disruptions to their supply chains and markets. The interconnected nature of the global economy means that this trade war has ripple effects that are felt worldwide. As the trade war drags on, other major economies have grown increasingly wary of the collateral damage. Long-standing allies of the United States, including Canada, the European Union, and the United Kingdom, have voiced their concerns and begun implementing retaliatory tariffs on U.S. goods. This growing backlash underscores the global disapproval of protectionist trade policies and the fear of a full-blown trade war. China, for its part, possesses significant economic leverage that it could wield in this trade war. With trillions of dollars in U.S. Treasury holdings and control over the refining of critical industrial metals, China has the capacity to disrupt global markets and exert pressure on the United States. The potential consequences of China dumping its U.S. Treasury holdings or restricting access to vital metals are substantial, and could have a devastating impact on the global financial system. This economic warfare has the potential to escalate quickly and unpredictably. Within the United States, the economic ramifications of the trade war are increasingly evident. Consumer confidence has plummeted, inflation expectations are at their highest in decades, and the stock market exhibits significant volatility. American businesses and consumers are bearing the brunt of higher prices, job losses in certain sectors, and economic uncertainty. The political fallout from the trade war is equally significant. Public protests against President Trump's economic policies have become commonplace, with millions of Americans expressing their frustration and calling for a change in course. The trade war has exacerbated existing political divisions and fueled a growing sense of discontent. The future of the U.S.-China trade war remains uncertain. The possibility of a negotiated settlement, while appearing increasingly distant, cannot be entirely ruled out. A change in U.S. leadership or policy direction could pave the way for renewed dialogue and a de-escalation of tensions. However, continued brinkmanship and the pursuit of protectionist policies could lead to a global economic crisis with devastating consequences. The stakes are undeniably high. The world watches with bated breath, hoping for a peaceful resolution to this trade war. The alternative, a world further divided by economic nationalism and on the brink of conflict, is a grim prospect that demands careful consideration and a commitment to finding common ground.